Donut.
It's not very good. It's too far away.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
This is me way here.
Yeah.
Zoom in. You gotta bring it down. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You go over there for a second.
It's recording all this whole time. You know.
Oh, you dick. Why did you do that? Sit down. There we go. Now you can actually see your face.
Still recording?
Yeah.
Here we go. Welcome to this episode of Roughneck RC, and this is another pros and cons video. I'm Michael Payne, and this is
Jermaine Robinson.
Now, we know you guys probably like all your pros and cons, you always hate on all the rides. Well, here's one of the exceptions that we're not going to really hate on. Very few negatives about this ride. This is the Hpi Baja 5B.
Right out the box, it's ready to run, and it has no problem with speed and control. And the only thing that I recommend doing is buying yourself a new set of back tires, preferably ones that are a whole lot more durable, because the torque on this thing will tear your tires apart like virtually every time. But once you get your back tires in, you pretty much don't have to worry about it's like no more problems left. I mean, it goes fast, it's got excellent control, it's definitely a crowd pleaser, and it sounds really good too.
I really have nothing negative to say except for about the back tires myself. You know, and a few reviews, if you've seen them, we have exploding tires, and it's on this particular ride that the tires explode, and that was the factory tires. But since then, I changed them up. I actually got the DBXL stock tires, and got some extra front rims for this, and I put them on the back, and we haven't had an issue since. So, you know, the Hpi 5B I will recommend a must buy. The price tag is around $900 and something.
This is one of the scenarios you're referring to. If you had $900 to spend on it and you wouldn't spend it on, what was it called again?
The Savage Octane.
I already erased it from my memory. You see that? Well, if you had to choose between the two, this will kick the Savage Octane's ass. And I don't know about speed, but I do know that this one you'll get a whole lot more hours of fun, like the whole day, as opposed to, you know, anywhere between 1 to 3 conceptual minutes, which is not very attractive
No,
for an RC.
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
This is also a 5th scale, which the Savage Octane's 8th scale. 5th scale, I mean, you're getting a bigger scale, you're getting something that's more durable, that'll take the abuse. I've had this for about a year and a half.
Yep.
A year and a half.
Never have a problem starting it either.
No, it sat all winter long, and I think I started up once when the first snow happened, but other than that, it sat all winter long. And I went out this spring, 3 poles with I didn't even change the gas, nothing, and it started right up. I mean, that's a big thumbs up from me.
By the way, it's 23 cc's. I don't know what that means personally, but that's not very large, but it definitely makes up for it with its speed. I'm telling you. Is that small or large?
Well, that's a fairly small engine by today's standards, but still,
Doesn't act small.
this is one of the cases where HPI did everything right, and this buggy's been around for a while, probably a good 5-6 years, if not longer. So, you know, all the bugs when you buy one have been worked out. You don't have no headaches, absolutely none with this ride. Like I said, the only negative thing is the stock back tires. Change those out and you're good to go. Suspension, this factory set up, and honestly, I didn't change the shocks, didn't change the weight of the oil in the shocks, didn't do anything to suspension, and
Excellent suspension.
definitely excellent suspension. The servos that are in this thing, haven't had a single issue with that. Honestly, you know, I would have to say, you know, 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars. 5 out of 5 for this one. If it was 10, it'd be 10 out of 10, just for the simple fact that, well, there's nothing to whine about. It's that simple. I mean, even if something goes wrong on this, because of the scale that it's at, you know, it's usually very easy to fix. And I found that out because this is not a con against it whatsoever. It just had to do with one of the I guess what was it that got loose?
The little C clip that holds the
Little C clip that holds the thing on. Evidently, while I was driving it, flipped off. So the front wheel shot off. It was really cool looking. I wish we got that on video. Did we?
No, I don't think we got that. I think I was messing around with trying to get something else started.
Well, at any rate, so it crashed, and after we lost the wheel, I lost control, and it crashed into a really thick steel American flag pole. And thought that might do some damage, and it did. It took me anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes to put the wheel back on, and then it started running like it did perfectly again. So
there is no negatives really with this ride. I mean, you know, like I said, the tires and that you know, that's the only thing I can point out is that get yourself a new set of rear tires, something a little bit better than the stock stuff that comes on it. Other than that, right out of the box, this thing's a rocket. Lots of fun. No complaints here. I've played with this thing for 1.5 years now, and honestly, it's a keeper. This will stay in my collection probably for as long as I'm into RCs, which is probably maybe the rest of my life.
And that's mostly because I probably won't let him get rid of it.
Once again, it's the Hpi Baja 5B, and it definitely kicks butt right out of the box. It gets 5 stars. Value-wise, as far as the price, it's $900, but it's a 5th scale for $900, ready to run out of the box with nothing you have to do to it. No complaints. It's well worth the $900. It will hold its value and entertain you for years to come if you spend the money here, versus the Savage Octane, which is a problem child, and you spend the same price but you get a headache. So, and that's one of the reasons I bought the Savage Octane, was not because it was a Savage. I wasn't particularly a Savage guy, and they have other lines in the Savage, but because it was HPI and they did such a wonderful job with this, I'm like, sure, why not? I'll give this a try. You know, smaller scale, you know, with a 2-stroke engine, it should be perfect. HPI, no, I was wrong. HPI did not hit that one out of the park, but this one, they blew the doors off of everything. This has been around for a long time, and it's a great buggy, and I recommend this over the Octane. Probably, if you're just getting into 5th scales, I recommend this over top of everything.
Consider this to be Old Faithful.
Yeah, exactly. Old
Faithful.
The only other 5th scale vehicle that besides this I actually
had no problems with
was the 5T, but that's a slightly higher in price. And I think if you're just getting into it, I definitely go with one of these first, and then maybe a few years down the line, if you really are into the big scale stuff, pick yourself up a 5T. But once again, I am Michael Payne, and this is
Jermaine Robinson,
and that's another episode of Roughneck RC. Have a great time RCing, guys.
Signing off.